And we are live. Finally, man. Finally. Big up to everybody watching right about now. I had to push this live stream back a couple times. Was supposed to do this yesterday. Wasn't even supposed to talk about the Arsenal game in a roundup, but I will do so. I was quite busy yesterday. Had to do some food shopping and, I didn't want to tire myself out and put myself under any unnecessary pressure. So I'm here right now, and we are here to talk about all the results from match week 15 of the 2021-22 English Premier League. Yeah, we almost to the halfway mark. There's 4 matches to go until we get to that 19-match mark where we could start gauging where the title may be heading, who's going to be relegated, and so on and so forth. So it's nice to be back. Nice to be back. Big up to Jersey boy. How are you feeling? Everybody in the house right about now, how are you feeling, man? Woo! The work never stops. Yet another one to do. And we got Champions League coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. Europa League, Conference League, all the good stuff. Hopefully, we'll talk about that today. I want to talk about that today. So, without further ado, let's get into these fixtures, okay? The more I delay, the longer it would actually take. So, let's do this, man. Let's do this. How's everybody doing? Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. If you're watching the replay right now, remember there's timestamps, there's chapter markers. If I actually get to do that by the time you watch the replay, so just make that note. All right, so let's talk. Let us talk. 10 games to go through, and want to talk Champions League and a few other things as well. Haven't been live for 2 days, and it feels like forever. So let's take a look at the results, and let's start with a few of the games that, easier games to analyze first. No game is easy to analyze, I must say. Very difficult games to analyze, all of them. And I have to say that this is one of my best weeks in terms of my analysis of the games and my predictions and so on and so forth. I got quite a few of these right. And the ones that I didn't get right, I wasn't too far off. You see what I mean? So let's start with Leeds 2, Brentford 2. Very exciting game. Nail-biting finish where Brentford feel like they should have won this game, but it got snatched from their grasp the last minute of the game. Patrick Bamford. So in this game, back and forth stuff, we had Tyler Roberts scoring a rare goal, 27th minute. And we had Shandon Baptiste equalizing Sergi Canos, taking them ahead, and then Patrick Bamford late in the game. So I want to go through each and every match and just go down the events of the game that I have written down for you right about now. If I could actually locate it, right? But I do have it. All right, so in this game, Luke Ayling came back into the starting 11 after a long injury layoff. Patrick Bamford also made the bench. For Brentford, Roeselef started along with Baptiste, with Ivan Toney out with a positive coronavirus test. Well, I didn't even know that. That was a late exclusion there. And we do talk about late exclusions and late inclusions as well. So it was a bright start for Leeds. And around the 27th minute, the goal is registered. Rafinha with a good ball into the box, and Tyler Roberts helped it into the back of the net. He don't score much, but that was a really good run in space, and the ball was put on a platter, and Leeds in the lead. Roberts also had a shot saved in the 30th. Very, very, very bright start. Very bright start to the game. And they did lose a man early on in the match there. You could see the substitutions. You go look and see the substitutions that were made there. Very, very early substitution in the match for Leeds. Quite unfortunate that Jack Harrison had to come on early. And that was for Liam Cooper. So that's a big setback there because Cooper has been featuring in a lot of games this season. Almost every game, I think, for Leeds United. So good on them to have the lead at halftime. And Luke Ayling, he had a header pushed onto the crossbar by goalkeeper Fernandez, who has been growing in confidence lately. And then the equalizer came for Brentford in the 54th minute. Shandon Baptiste, who slotted in a loose ball on the edge of the box, 1-1 for Brentford. So, look, Calvin Phillips was forced off injured as well, so that has to be noted. And he would be down for the next game. So even though they did pick up a point here, they would be sweating the fitness of Cooper and Calvin Phillips. So Matthias Klick was a replacement there. And, Klick was heavily involved last season. So they're beginning to get all their regulars fit and ready to go again. So 61st minute, we go back up here. You see the goal, the second goal here for Brentford. Good build-up. And Canos, Baptiste, and Mbuemo, who teed up Canos for the goal. And it also has to be noted that Sergi Canos would miss the game on yellow card accumulation. The next game, he would miss the next game. That would be a big miss. So taking Brentford in the lead there in the 61st minute. And they held on until late in the game, and they thought they were going to win the game. I actually predicted a 2-1 win for Brentford here, and I was watching the updates. I wasn't watching this game because other games are playing at the same time. I couldn't tune in. And I was saying, God damn, I'm about to get this one right. But Patrick Bamford, damn you, came off the bench after a very long injury layoff, and he showed the Leeds fans what they've actually been missing. And the two men who were missing for a while linked up in this goal. Bamford came off the bench, as I mentioned. The corner was flicked on by Luke Ayling and putting very awkwardly, but still effectively, by Patrick Bamford to snatch a point in the end from the jaws of defeat. So, quality stuff there. Leeds 2, Brentford 2. These points are going to come in handy, especially when we get to crunch time late in the season. So, you got to take what you could get right now. And well done by Leeds United. They don't draw a lot of games. They're not a team that really draw a lot of games. It's either they smash you or you get smashed. We saw a lot of that last season, but they've been indifferent this season. But look, they could be allowed to actually find their form again and find their feet with fit players coming back, and that core of Klick and Ayling and Bamford and Harrison, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Dallas, Cooper when he's fit, Phillips, Melier, big up to Melier in goal, who's a key performer for them. And Bielsa should walk away the happier the two managers here. Thomas Frank would feel like they dropped the points. Even though they had to come from behind to go into the lead, they would feel really, really bad about giving up the points here. So, look, good point, nevertheless, for both teams who, have had in different forms lately. With Leeds in 15th right now, only one loss in the last 5. So, wait, let me just refresh that really quick. Just had to refresh my my page. Leeds are in 15, 16 points. Do have one loss in the last 5 matches. And for Brentford, they dropped to 13th. They do have 17 points. And they have somewhat kind of pulled things back after running of very, very bad form. So, look, for these teams, Leeds, the next game would be against Chelsea. Very, very tough schedule coming up, as we've been talking about. They got Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Villa to round off the rest of the year. And I have to say, good luck. You're going to need it big time. Big time, man. So, for Brentford, the next fixture will be against Watford, London derby, one of the lower profile London derby. And they got United, Southampton, EFL Cup match, Brighton, Man City to round off December. So I think Brentford has the kind of fixtures, but it's a Premier League. You never know how it's going to turn out, man. Never ever know. Leeds could go on a purple patch, smash everybody. They're certainly capable of doing that. So how's everybody in here doing, man? Big up to everybody. Thanks for tuning in once again. Who we got in here? We got the boy Thriller from Manila. We got, let me see, Jersey. Is Klopp going to rotate the entire 11? All right, that's a Champions League we're talking about. So big up to Thriller. Arsenal just lost. Big up to Zachary. Ilyas Abdi in the house. How are you doing? Johnny Longs. AD744 in the house, man. How are you guys? 80 Booth. Buzzing like a bumblebee. Steven Gerrard at the wheel. Doing all kinds of tricks, burnouts, all kind of maneuvers. Man doing the goddamn business, man. So, Zachary, bro, I do not watch MLS. I don't have the time, bro. Don't have the time. I would like to one day, but no, not now, man. Not at the current moment. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult, man. I wish I had more than 24 hours in the day, but I actually don't. So, guys, if you have yet liked the video, make sure you do so. Big up to the boy Jordan Hyman. How are you feeling? Michael Olapido, how are you feeling? And, guys, if you have any thoughts on Leeds and Brentford, share it in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. So, we're going to keep it moving, though. Definitely going to keep it moving. And let's go back to the results. Let us talk about Southampton. Brighton and Hove Albion, the big South Coast derby where I predicted Brighton to pick up their first win in about, let's say, 10 matches. But yet again, they go another game without winning. After such a brilliant start, man. Imagine, right? The first 5 games of the season, Brighton had already picked up 4 wins. And the next 10, none. It's crazy. When you thought that you were going to get a different Brighton, you get the same old Brighton. A little more improved, but pretty much same DNA, man. Same DNA. 8 draws now this season, which is absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. And they've drawn their last 2 games in pretty much identical fashion with a Neil Maupay goal at the last minute. So, and the previous one, they drew 0-0. So they've gone on 3 consecutive draws, which is not all negative because they're not conceding a lot of goals, but they're also not scoring, which is something that they have to work on. They got to take their chances as well. So just to give you some notes from this game, Armando Broja, I should say, starts ahead of Adam Armstrong, who's looked kind of off the pace as of late. Lianco also came in for Bednarek, who picked up an injury in the last game. Theo Walcott, who I kind of forget plays for Southampton, if I'm being honest. Ibrahima Diallo and Jack Stevens made the bench coming back from injury, while Dan Burn, Shane Duffy, Tariq Lamptey, and Pascal Gross all made the cuts. So, bright start for Southampton. 6 minute shot saved by goalkeeper Sanchez, Broja, and then Mwepu with a shot saved by Alex McCarthy. So, good start to the game, and very, very good contest in the first 20 minutes where both teams did get a few look-ins. The goal, however, came in the 29th minute. Poor goal kick out by Sanchez, who was looking to play it out from the back, and it was headed into Nathan Redmond, who played in Armando Broja, I think, with another header, and he just smartly sat down Shane Duffy, read him his freaking stories, bedtime stories, and then kind of shimmied and faked the goalkeeper and put it in the back of the net. That was a brilliant goal, and I have to say that this kid, Armando Broja, has a very, very, very bright future. Very bright future. Look, Chelsea, Don't sell this kid. This is a player that could be a big star. This is a player that could be a huge, huge star in the future. Albanian international, does well at national team level, and at Southampton he has been magnificent. But look, the best thing for the youngster would be just to, stay at Southampton and get as much game time as possible instead of thinking about going back to Chelsea, where you're going to be way down the pecking order and you're basically going to left to rot. So, and we've seen it time and time again at Chelsea. So the goal was definitely merited, as Southampton was threatening. And they got that goal in the 29th minute. Important goal there, where they held on to that lead until very, very, very late. But in between there, Shane Duffy picked up a yellow in the 45th minute, which means that he misses the next game for Brighton, Hove and Albion. So that's not a good thing. And in the 77th minute, Neal Maupay had a shot hit straight at McCarthy. It's the thing with Neal Maupay. Whenever he gets his opportunity, the easiest ones, he never takes them. 78th minute, Joel Veltman had to go off injured. Jakob Moda came in, and Moda involvement is very, very important because, just wait for it. Leandro Trossard had to come off injured, and Brighton was left without a replacement as they had already made all their subs. And with about 10 minutes of extra time piled on, Brighton had to play the rest of the game with 10 men. And this is amazing because they really still competed, and they managed to get the goal. Silly foul committed by Romeo just outside the box. Jakob Moda stepped up to take the free kick. He hit the wall. The ball came back to Moda, where he smashed it straight into the path of Maupay. But Maupay was onside because James Ward-Prowse was somewhat going back on the line, like trying to help his goalkeeper. And hence he played Maupay onside, and Maupay just controlled well, turned around and smashed it emphatically in the back of the net. Celebrated in similar fashion like he did in the previous game where he scored that overhead bicycle kick. So Brighton leaving it for very, very late. It won't be very, very good for their fans, nor for Graham Potter's, health. But job done. And that's 10 top flight games without a win. But what a point. Draw kings of the league, Brighton and Hove Albion in the South Coast Derby. It must also be noted that Romeo and Mohamed Salisu of Southampton will also miss the next game, having picked up their 5th yellow cards this season. So that'll be big. Those will be big misses for Southampton. And I don't usually spot these things, but the more I do these, the analysis of every game, I kind of get better. I realize, what I'm saying? It saves me a lot of research for when I have to do the previews. So, point apiece. Southampton 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Look, I like what Southampton has been doing this season. Despite not picking up a bunch of wins, they've looked very, very positive. They're going through a transition period right now where, as you know, they always sell on their better players or move them on. And they've just reintroduced quite a few new faces as well. So for Brighton, they continue to grow strength by strength, day by day, week by week. They look very attractive on the ball, play some very good football, but I think they just need somebody more clinical up top. Even though you see Neal Maupay has done the job with securing the point, look, it could have been much easier, man. Definitely could have been easier. So same old for Brighton and Southampton. Even though they dropped 2 points from a winning position there, I think they'll still be very, very, very grateful for that point. So for Southampton, they're 16th with 16 points with a 3-point cushion above Watford and a 6-point cushion above the relegation zone. They would want to keep their distance from the bottom 3 there in the table. And for Brighton, they're still in the top 10 with 20 points. As I mentioned, guys, they've drawn at least, I think, their last 8 games. Well, 8 out of 10 they've drawn. and lost 2. She's absolutely ridiculous, if you ask me. So, when are they going to win, man? When are they going to win something? Well, for them, the next game is against Tottenham. That's going to be very difficult, as Tottenham's been playing well under Antonio Conte. And they got Wolves, United, Brentford, Chelsea. We know Brighton are a team that could pull an upset or 2 or few, right? So, very, very unpredictable team. As for Southampton, does it get easier from here? The next game is against Arsenal. Well, we know how Arsenal are playing these days. Not started out, the last 2 games, I should say, not satisfactory at all. You got Palace, Brentford, West Ham, Tottenham. Some games where they could actually pull off an upset or 2, but I don't expect them to get many, many points in December at all. But for them, it'll be important to get at least 5 with about, let's say, 15 points remaining to survive with the New Year's matches from, let's say, about January to May. I think they'll be able to do that, right? So, good stuff. Hassan Huto, not the happier of the 2 managers, but it would be Graham Potter, who's the relief man. So, it's my thoughts on that game. Big up to everybody in the chat. Let me know yours. Hey, Boot, did you see Neil Mopay? He's such a little scummer. Scores in the last minute and chooses to celebrate in front of Southampton fans. Didn't he run over to his own fans, though? I thought they ran over to their own fans and celebrated with their fans. That's what I saw. But I won't put that past Mopay at all, though. Definitely has some scumbag tendencies, if you ask me. Big up to Luman, you in the house. Nice to see you around here. Big up to Steve. Nice to see you guys around here, man. Palomo, how are you, man? How are you? How are you, Palomo? Big up to you. Big up to Ernest Aguier. Hi, Dom. I really like your show. Watching from Ireland. Big up to you, Ernest. Big up to Emmanuel Opoku as well. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. Big up to the boy Cuthbert Matt Vane. Oh, man. Coming out of St. Lucia. How you doing? Who else we got in here, man? Much love, much respect to everybody. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the stream. We're going to continue to review these games. All right? Let's go. Got a lot of games to review. All right? It's review time. Definitely review time. All right. The game that I'm looking for is the game. Where is it, man? Where is that? Newcastle 1. Burnley 0. Listen, man. I predicted Newcastle's first win, and they didn't let me down at all. How are they going to do it? Eddie Howe. Simple. You know what I mean? Callum Wilson, the 48 minutes set up by Fabian Shah. And Burnley unable to reply. So, just to refer from the notes here. I got notes for this one as well. Come on, guys. You know, I put in the work, definitely. 2 changes for Newcastle, Lascelles and Almiron in. And also 2 changes for Burnley with Tarkowski back. Nathan Collins in for Ben Mee. And it was another change that I didn't really make note of. Not important. 13th minute, Burnley had a chance. Goodmanson smashed it into the upright. Very close. Maxwell Cornet had a few look-ins as well. And for the first 25 minutes or so, it was a cagey affair. Very physical. Both teams with a few look-ins. Look, big moment came in the 32nd minute where Matej Vidra had to be subbed in for the very talismanic Maxwell Cornet, Ivorian international. Came in from Lyon for about $18 million. And that would be a big blow for Burnley, who did note that Sean Dyche always noted that he was not at full fitness and he had to limp off. So let's see if he might be out for 1 or 2 games the most if they're lucky. Because they're struggling right now in the relegation zone after 15 games. So, it's about time you get off the bottom of the table there, Burnley, or it could definitely spell disaster come May. So 48th minute, the goal did come for Newcastle. Willock's ball into the box was spilled by goalkeeper Nick Pope, And it fell nicely to Callum Wilson, who neatly put it into the back of the net past some defenders who were trying to be heroes. Nick Pope, he protested. VAR took a look at the goal, and the goal stood. I think Nick Pope made the wrong decision there. He should have actually came out and punched the ball as far as he could, but he tried to catch the ball. He tried to act cute. He caught the ball, crashed into the Newcastle player who wasn't at fault, spilled the ball, and Callum Wilson did the rest. And we know he has quality in him. So Newcastle started the second half very brightly, and two teams scrap it out for the remainder of the half. And then J. Rodriguez did score in the 84th minute, but that one was chalked off as he was offside. And it must have been tough. If it was previously, maybe the ref would not have caught that, and we would have been talking about, oh yeah, that was offside. You drew the game, but that was offside. So that was the first win this season for Newcastle United. And now all they need to do is to get some more. So big round of applause to the Geordies, richest club in world football right now. And they pick up their first win after 15 tries. So there's also big concern over both the survival of these clubs, right? Both Burnley and Newcastle are down towards the bottom of the table. Along with Norwich, of course, we can't forget to mention them, where Norwich are 20th with 10 points. Newcastle picking up their first win, 19th with 10 points. And Burnley 18th with 10 points. So the teams ahead of them are beginning to kind of pull away, as Watford are the only team lagging behind, but Southampton, Leeds, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Everton with a win today, all have 6 to 8 points ahead of the bottom teams there. So they gotta really get their act together, man. But it's a big 3-point for Newcastle, which means that they're heading in the right direction. All they need to do is to keep this momentum going. But look, what does the schedule look like coming up for them? Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, and Everton to round off December. Look, Leicester are very inconsistent this season, and Man United as well, but they do have a new manager where they could be a whole new devil to deal with. So and Everton, you could get something from them as well. And, you can't really write off any team, though, because I won't be so... The way City does play at times, you never know. It could squeeze a draw. A Liverpool game might be a little far-fetched in thinking you might actually get something with the way they're playing right now. But the other teams, I think, to be honest, will let you in. Just to keep it 100, a buck 100, buck 50. But look, it's a tough schedule. They might go on to lose all the games, but I don't think they will. I think they'll get a couple draws and maybe a win here for the rest of December. They will continue to fight. I don't think they would go down without a fight at all. But if they do go down, it would be a very, very, very sad sight. So for Burnley, they got the mighty West Ham in a claret and blue derby. Then they got Watford, Aston Villa, another claret and blue derby. Everton, they got a nice December, and Man United at Old Trafford to round it off. They got some nice fixtures coming up, I gotta say. And if they are to turn their fortunes around, this would be the perfect and the opportune time to do so. Those are my thoughts on that game. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate everybody in here right about now. Thank you. So we got Donovan in here who's saying VAR is the small club's Achilles. Everybody's Achilles, if you ask me. Says Burnley down as well. What else we got here, man? It's way too early to predict who's going down apart from Norwich. But also, we cannot predict Norwich to go down and don't predict the other teams who are on 10 points to go down, or even Watford who are on 13 points to go down. It's unfair. I know we were really, laughing at Norwich a bit earlier, but they've caught up to the rest and they're in the mix to maybe survive. You see what I mean? They might actually be a five horse race down towards the bottom of the table late though. So yeah. So Luma and you, bro, you need to chill. Just wanna let you know that you need to chill and have respect for others, bro. Okay, please. Comment is very distasteful. So guys, make sure you like the video if you haven't yet done so. Do appreciate that. Share it with a friend. Share the word. Share the word. Anybody who like the Premier League. So we're gonna keep it moving. That's 3 games done and dusted. And let's talk about the match between Tottenham and Norwich, where I also predicted Tottenham to defeat Norwich. I was definitely on point this week in my predictions, though. I feel very, very proud of myself. I gotta say, man, you know, when I get my predictions wrong, I do feel kind of bad. Like, yeah, damn, you don't know what you're doing. Just stop doing this. But then when I get them right, it's very encouraging, man. Very, very encouraging. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take a look at the lineup here for Antonio Conte. You could see he went in with Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, and Davinson Sanchez at the back. He's been giving every player a chance, definitely. Reguilon at left wing back. He had to go off early. That would be a big miss, but Cesenia came on and performed admirably. Haibier, Japhet Tanganga getting a look in. Oliver Skip, who was actually on loan at Norwich City the last time I checked, and he did help them to get promoted, right? So, Son, good form right now. Harry Kane, not so much in goal-scoring form, but very influential on the field nevertheless. And Lucas Moura with a freaking worldie of a goal. So, you could see off the bench, Dougherty, Ryan Sessegnon, forced change, and Steven Bergwijn got the look in. Antonio Conte, you know, just a clean slate there at Tottenham, and after the sacking of Nuno, he's just continuing to pick up points. How many points is that now? Is that like 10 points in 4 games? Which is absolutely brilliant for Antonio Conte. Let me just verify that. I'm pretty sure it's 4 matches he's taking charge of right now. Yeah, he did draw the game against Everton. Yep, that's what it is. 10 points in 4 games. 10 points out of a possible 12. What a way to turn things around, right? At Spurs. Look, Nuno wasn't doing too bad, but he had gone on a horrible run of losses. But Conte has since come in and just stopped the leak. See what I'm saying? It's me, Antonio. You know what I'm saying? He should join up with the Mario brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Mario and Luigi there. Stopping leaks. Get it? So, they do have a game in hand. Tottenham's doing very well. I gotta give it to you, Tottenham. I gotta give it to you, man. You're getting back the hotness again. You are, because if you do win that game in hand, you'll be in the freaking Champions League places, man. So look, Norwich, as expected, you know, I expected them to struggle in this game. Seriously, against the more quality oppositions, I do expect them to struggle. So not going to get too much into their lineup, but, you know, Dean Smith had a very good November, but I did say that December is going to be totally different. 3rd minute, Pukki did get a chance, saved by Lloris. Bright start to the game by Norwich. But then the goal came for Spurs early. 10th minute, Lucas Moura, man. Davinson Sanchez and Son linking up. And Lucas Moura with those shimmies, man. That was just a brilliant, brilliant move. And to run into space, get the ball back, create space for himself, and he rifled it into the back of the net for his first goal since about early on in the year. So he doesn't score very, very often for Spurs, but he did show up on the day, and the way he celebrated is like it was scripted. Brilliant stuff by Lucas Moura, though. Dominant start by Spurs after, you know, a good little looking or two there at the beginning by Pukki and co. But it was Tottenham that had really got this stronghold over the game. So, 23rd minute, they did get a setback where Reguilon, Spanish international, had to go off injured. Ryan Sessegnon came on. And he was a very, very good replacement on the day. We know how talented Sessegnon is from the days at Fulham. But since his move to Tottenham, it's been somewhat, lackluster, we could say. Or he didn't get the opportunities. He was even loaned out over in the Bundesliga, and that loan wasn't so successful. And injury and, just been, haven't able to really show us what he's capable of doing. He was linked to United, remember? Man United wanted this kid as well. It's a great thing that you didn't go, but, you end up at Spurs. I don't know how many trophies you're going to win, but you never know, man. Trophy Tonio Conte is in the house, so same thing they said about Mourinho, right? Trophyinho. So, memories, man. Memories. Look, there's a few opportunities for Spurs towards the end of the half there. Kane with a few, none taken, 1-0 at halftime. So, look, Norwich almost got one. 59th minute, great build-up by Brandon Williams to Pookie, who laid off the scuff shot, I should say, to Adam Ida, who put his chance wide. That was a huge miss to actually equalize, and Spurs made them pay. Just like you should. And that was Kane's shot that was saved by Krul. The corner came in, and Davies flicked on into a Norwich defender, and Davinson Sanchez smashed in the rebound, 2-0. And by then, the game was pretty much wrapped up, if you ask me. Ben Davies did tee up Son, and he dispatched, and he pulled out a Spider-Man celebration, though. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but, there's been a picture with him, and I think, the Spider-Man, I don't even know, but he did pull out the Spider-Man celebration there. But look, quality prediction and quality performance by Tottenham. They were hot on the day. So maybe I'll just call them Tottenham Hotspur. Because it'll be very unfair to me to keep saying Tottenham, not Hotspur. You know what I mean? And they're winning games. Maybe not in the Europa League, but the Conference League, I should say. Don't get mixed up, man. It's Conference League. But maybe, who knows? They'll get their very important win on Thursday and get into that Europe Conference League playoff there, around the 16 playoff. But quality stuff, man. Quality stuff all around the ground for Spurs. A lot of positives to take from. And for Norwich, look, man, they got to just continue to try. That's the best I could say about Norwich. I do think Norwich might be one of the unlucky teams to get relegated. But if they could have a few more Novembers, you never ever know what could happen, man. But it might just be too late. I don't think they have enough quality in their team at all. And the little that they have in Matthias Norman and Milot Rashica, they're injured right now. You see what I'm saying? So you have to have guys like Josh Sargent and Liz Melu. You know what I'm saying? And these guys who are just mediocre footballers, in my opinion. So, look, for Spurs, they're fifth, a game in hand. They are 2 points behind West Ham United. And if they do win that game in hand, that's against Burnley, which they're going to fancy themselves to do so. That's a top 4 place for Tottenham right there. And they would want to just keep their grips on that, just be around the top 6 until late in the season. Because you got United and Arsenal, Wolves sniffing around as well. Quality stuff by Tottenham. I got to say, man, I got to keep it real, man. You know what I mean? Got to keep it real. Their next game is against Rennes on Thursday in the Europa Conference League. Then they got Brighton, Leicester, and Liverpool coming up. I really want to see what they're going to do against Liverpool December 19th, though, 6 days before Christmas. I want to see what they're going to do. I really want to see what they're going to do. Are they going to have a nice Christmas? Or they're going to hand a Christmas gift over to Liverpool? It's left to be seen. As for Norwich, who are now back in the 20th position, next match is against Manchester United. Then they got Villa, who are very good form right now. West Ham, Arsenal. It's over for Norwich, it seems, man. But then again, you never ever know. You never know. So that's my thoughts on that game. Let me know yours in the chat. So what we got here? Donovan. Hotspurs of White Hart Lane. Yep. No longer of White Hart Lane, but, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Richard, how are you doing? Who says, clap to Origi. Go in and be Divock. You got this. Yeah, we'll talk about that game pretty soon. You know what I mean? I haven't gone in depth in that game yet. So, big up to Shern Mack in here. You need to chill with all the spamming. Do appreciate you tuning in, however. Appreciate everybody who tuned in, guys. We need 13 more likes to get to 50. Could we get it? Could we get it before I finish reviewing the next game? I need to sip some water as well. But if you got any questions to ask me in between, feel free to do so. I will ask questions if they're good. And we're going to keep it moving, guys. Definitely got a lot to talk about, but we don't want to stall at all. No stalling here. The next match that we're going to touch on. The match between United and Crystal Palace. Let's talk about that. There's a lot of big games to touch on, but I'm running through these fixtures very, very fast. And, very, very, I think I'm doing a good job, right? Am I doing a good job? I think so. So it's always good to be confident in yourself. Not overconfident or egotistical, but just be confident. You know what I mean? So United won, Crystal Palace 0. I did expect United to win this game. That was actually my prediction, a win for United. And it was actually a 3-1 win. Thought it would have been something more emphatic, but it actually wasn't. I'll talk about how I feel about the win more towards the end of the review. First match on the German manager, Ralf Rangnick, and he chose to go with Dalot and Telles still at left back, Rashford, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Jadon Sancho to lead the lines. So you could see his first 11. Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Diego Dalot, Alex Telles, and David De Gea. Fred, Bruno, Sancho, McTominay. So he's still going with the McFred situation where he plays a 4-2-2-2 formation. Something that he didn't implement very, very well at RB Leipzig. So, but there's still McFred though. That might be a cause for concern, right? Not really. Scott McTominay is a yellow card away from suspension, by the way. And Fred scored the winner. So can't really, talk too badly about Fred these days. He's been playing well. Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford up top. And the substitutes used Donny van de Beek, Mason Greenwood, and Anthony Elanga. When you see these substitutions, it kind of give you a sense of direction, right? An idea of the direction that Ralf Rangnick is going to take with this team, right? See, Donny van de Beek, a player that didn't get a lot of opportunities on the Solskjaer. Mason Greenwood, a youngster, right? He's getting a look in. He used to get a lot of opportunities. And I was actually shocked that Anthony Elanga got a look into the game, right? I was like, whoa. You see what I mean? Instead of giving a player like Juan Mata an opportunity, he's not going to use Mata like that because he's going to look to be more progressive. I was surprised that Aaron Wan-Bissaka didn't start against his old club, Crystal Palace, right? We didn't expect Phil Jones to start, nor Eric Bailly if Maguire and Lindelof is fit. But, Nemanja Matic also made the bench. So, look, in terms of the notes here, just to touch on Palace's 11 to strong team. Conor Gallagher has been a bright spot this season. Wilf Zaha has been, a nuisance as usual to the opponent players. Jordan Ayew, I think, has been very, very poor this season. Very poor. He doesn't know how to find the back of the net, and he's just not good enough to play at these levels anymore, in my opinion. I think their defense has been struggling big time with the absence of Joachim Andersen. Him and Mark Guehi did work well at the back there, and then Joel Ward got injured. Nathaniel Klein had to come in. Tyreek Mitchell has been a bright spot, and Vicente Guaita has been definitely a quality goalkeeper Cheku Kuyate deserves a shout as well. So, look, I think Crystal Palace would be affected by the African Cup of Nations big time as well. You're going to have no Schlapp if he's called up, no Kuyate. If Zaha is called up by Ivory Coast, he's gone. And if Jordan Ayew is called up, yeah, he's definitely going to be called up by Ghana. And there's a few players here and there, I think, too, you know what I mean? That might, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. But the squad will be stretched for sure for the African Cup of Nations. Yeah, that's coming. It's not getting postponed or canceled. So y'all could get that out of your mind. It is coming. So for the first 20 minutes or so, I think it was a very cagey affair. Few lookings for Man United. Nothing really to trouble the goalkeeper. And Palace were actually very combative and resilient. And they remained so throughout the entire 90. Look, one stat that's very worrying for Manchester United is that they have no set-piece goals this season, which is very shocking, seeing that they were the penalty kings of the league where we call Bruno Fernandes Penandes, right? And they haven't scored from a corner, free kick, nor a penalty. Bruno Fernandes did get a penalty that he blasted into orbit. And on the contrary, Crystal Palace has been the worst team in terms of defending set pieces. So one team doesn't score any, and the other team just keeps conceding tons of set piece goals this season. So 0-0 at halftime, nothing really to talk about in the first half. If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't the most exciting first half. But the game did heat up a bit there. Palace continued to frustrate United as they look to breach their backline. 75th minute, there was a chance for Jordan Ayew. This is the biggest turning point of the game where Ayew had a chance to score. Not sure if he would have been deemed offside, but there was nothing that said he would have been offside. He should have scored. And immediately after that miss, Ilanga came on for Rashford, and then Fred scored the goal. Well teed up by Mason Greenwood. So, brilliant goal by Fred, though. He's a left footer, and for him to open up his body there and score, that was brilliant. He did get a ball in the previous game to chip against Arsenal and failed to do so. Put the ball right back to the goalkeeper. So, I guess that was practice for that one. So, look, Vieira did try to make some offensive substitutions at the end there by bringing on Olise and Eze. Van de Beek came on for Bruno, and the game ended in a 1-0 win for United. I have to say, look, I expected them to win the game. New manager and all, they need the wins. They beat Arsenal, and they beat Crystal Palace. But I have to say, I'm not overly impressed. I'm not impressed at all with what I saw out there. But it's job done still, right? It's job done. Like, for example, if you hire somebody to do a job and they take, you offer them a flat pay and they take all day to do it because they kept screwing up. But at the end of the day, the job was still done. Still done. Still job. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you do it in 3 hours or you do it in 8 hours, as long as the job is done at the end of the day, right? Once you have that time. And I think it's the same thing that applies for United. They really struggled to break down Crystal Palace. Ronaldo didn't get enough opportunities to trouble the goalkeeper. And I don't know if we could say that United have really changed as yet. I don't think so. It's the same. It is the same. But the more they play under Ralph Rangnick, he'll be able to, impose his identity on the team, and maybe we'll see a different type of play on the German manager, whose influence Hasenhüttl, Klopp, and Tuchel. So let's see what United are going to give us for the upcoming games in December. And for Crystal Palace, even though they have looked bright this season, they've just been rather unlucky, in my opinion. And they've just not managed games well. They gotta score. They gotta score more goals. Look, not much more to add, to be honest. I think I summed it up very, very well. They didn't blow Palace out the park. They didn't blow Arsenal out the park. They haven't really been convincing at all this season. Apart from the earlier games where they beat Leeds and I think Newcastle really badly. Those are the results I want to see for United if they are to talk and say, hey man, we are back. You see what I'm saying? Because as far as I could see, United have been struggling hard this season. And that was yet another uphill battle to get all 3 points. But 3 points is 3 points and job done. They move up to 6th, 24 points. But they're still 11 points off the top team, Manchester City. And they won't like that at all. Definitely won't. So their next game, they do have Champions League football coming up. And they will play Young Boys at Old Trafford. Then they got a very, I should say, kind December where Ralph Rangnick could come in, have these fixtures, these winnable fixtures against, of course, Crystal Palace that they already push aside. Young Boys, they should get their revenge on Young Boys. They got Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, and Burnley. Man United could end the year in the top 4. According to how the other results go. According to how well they play as well. According to if these other teams mean business as well. So for Crystal Palace, they are 14th, 16 points. They have lost their last 3 games, winless in 4. It's a worrying stat. They got to bounce back. They really got to bounce back. And they will look to do so this Sunday at Selhurst Park against Everton. Then they got Southampton, Watford, Tottenham, Norwich, and West Ham. So they have some kind fixtures coming up, and they themselves would look to win some of these and get points on the board and look to get over that 40-point mark and then work towards other goals. So it's my thoughts. United with a well-needed victory. Back-to-back wins against Arsenal and Crystal Palace. There's London teams. And what are we to usher in the Ralph Rangnick era? We're not talking social no more, right? It sucks. It was more entertaining, I should say. It was way more entertaining talking about social. But big up to everybody in the house right about now, man. How are you guys doing? Let me see what you guys are saying in terms of questions. We have a question here. It's all about Dusan Vlahovic now. I think Kane misses his chance to move to City. So are you guys somewhat asking if City would go in for Dusan Vlahovic? So Victor Alexander, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Dom are trying to say, sir, I'm overrated. What are you talking about? 80 Boot, United got way too many attacking players, no balance, and Wan-Bissaka could be done for. Dallo looked good in the game. Dallo had a good chance to score as well. Definitely. Richard Ofoduru. Divock Origi is the best clutch player ever. He got his moments. What else we got here? Any thoughts? Share it, guys. Share it. Share it with me. It's all about Erling Haaland. Listen, man, if you ask me, who would I go for? Dusan Vlahovic or Erling Haaland? I say none. I say right now, none of them. Because first of all, Haaland is way too expensive in terms of his wages. It's going to cost way too much to have Haaland at the club, right? Let somebody else have that burden. See, that financial burden. Vlahovic, I'm afraid, could be another Jovic. I think for City, they should actually wait it out and keep looking. I think so. I think we should just wait it out. I don't want to get a Vlahovic and then he flops. You see what I'm saying? And then everybody starts calling him Flopovic. No. I don't think we should jump the gun with the Vlahovic situation because there's a Polish striker by the name of Krzysztof Piątek who was very, very hot over there. Very hot. Very, when I mean hot, hotter than brimstone, lava. And what's going on with him right now? You know what I'm saying? Where did he go to? AC Milan, I think, and then he ended up in the Bundesliga. And then, is he still at Hertha Berlin? Yeah, it's been a hurtful career after that. But I don't want to jump the gun and buy any players right now, man. You see what I'm saying? This ain't FIFA. This is not FIFA at all. Don't want to jump the gun. So, guys, we need 2 more thumbs up to hit 50. Thank you very much. Love it. And after we hit 50, let's work towards 75 thumbs up. We're going to keep it moving. We got a lot of games to talk about. And let's talk about the game Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1. Another win for Stevie G, man. 3 wins in 4 games. Only team he couldn't brush aside so far was Manchester City. King of the match, Ezri Konsa Nayogo with a brace. Konsa, man, he doesn't score a lot, but popped up on the day. 17th minute, set up by Buendia. 54th minute, set up by John McGinn. Harvey Barnes did score the opening goal, set up by Patson Daka. So, let me just share my notes with you right now. Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. Ashley Young and Jacob Ramsey in for Bailey and Target, both injured. 2 changes made for Leicester. Jamie Vardy out, Daka in. Boubakary Soumare out and Dewsbury Hall in. Youngster coming through the ranks there at Leicester City. Did get a few look-ins as well, blasted the balls over. 3rd minute, Patson Daka had a shot saved by Emi Martinez. And then Daka picked out Barnes in the 14th minute in space, and he neatly side-footed it into the back of the net. That was a brilliant goal by Harvey Barnes, though, who does have a bit of swagger to his game, but I think he does have another level or two to go. It'll be interesting to see where his career goes, if he's remains a Leicester City player, or if he could actually, you know, get some interest from the bigger clubs. A Liverpool, a City, a Tottenham maybe, an Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he's a bit too timid. He's one of them other players who needs to unleash, if you ask me. So the equalizing goal did come 3 minutes later. You know, they say after you score, you're at your most vulnerable. And Leicester City has been one of the worst teams in terms of defending set pieces this season, along with Crystal Palace. And it was a set piece, but it was the second ball that was actually headed in by Ezri Konsa. Diving header to put that ball past Kasper Schmeichel, who only has 1 clean sheet this season. When I heard the stat, I was like, what? 1 clean sheet so far. Wow. Horrible. Horrible, 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 if you ask me. So, good equalizing goal by Ezri Konsa. VAR took a look at what happened there, but the goal stood. 28th minute, Matt Cash had a shot saved by Schmeichel. And Leicester had a few good chances, but not taken. That time, the game was 1-1. 1-1 at halftime. There was some big drama in the match just before the halftime whistle, where Jacob Ramsey did score a goal after Schmeichel spilled the ball and got his palm to it, but Ramsey kicked it from underneath his palm and he scored, celebrated. But on a VAR review, which was a very, very controversial decision, it was said that the goal is not a goal, right? It got chalked off. I think that was Michael Oliver in charge of this game. But according to the rules, it should have stood. If the first time the keeper caught the ball and you kick it out his hand, you could deem to foul the keeper. But because it was a rebound, because he saved it and he was going to mop up the rebound, it was definitely allowed for Jacob Ramsey to kick it from under. And he did it legally too. He didn't kick the gloves of Schmeichel initially, maybe in the follow through, but that goal should have been a goal. That should definitely been a goal, and that would have did some, a world of good for the young man's confidence as well. But look, they say justice do prevail, poetic justice. 54th minute, Ezri Konsa did get his goal, and that was a corner after Ollie Watkins had a shot blocked. I think Watkins should have passed. That would have been a goal. But nevertheless, Leicester conceded another goal from a set-piece situation where Soyuncu did not jump up high enough to get the ball ahead of Konsa, who wanted it more, and headed in. Schmeichel unable to keep it out the back of the net. Quality stuff there. John McGinn has been a great performer this season for Aston Villa with the assists, and Konsa with the goal, the brace. Definitely his first brace in the Premier League. Doesn't score a lot, as I mentioned earlier. So, look, Maddison did have a chance in the 65th minute that he put wide. Ollie Watkins and Ramsey had a few more look-ins. Harvey Barnes had a brilliant header saved by Emi Martinez. That was definitely going in. And then Villa held on for the 2-1 win as predicted. This was my exact prediction for this game. And I got it right, man. God damn. I should actually make some bets here. But we're not allowed to do bets in New York. But at least not legally. Not legally yet. The last time I checked. Maybe it's changed. But 2-1 to Villa. 3 out of 4 now for Steven Gerrard, and he has really inspired this Aston Villa team, man. We got to keep an eye on this team, man, because he could do big things and put himself in a poor position to go on to manage his former team, Liverpool. And hope for, his career that it doesn't turn out like a Frank Lampard story. Yeah. So Villa now break into the top 10 with 19 points. Awesome, man. Awesome. They did lose what? Was it 5 on the bounce? Was it 5? Let me just double check this, man. They lost to Southampton, West Ham, Arsenal, Wolves, and Tottenham. Yep. 5 on the bounce after beating Manchester United. So it just shows us how horrible United have been this season, right? Yeah, another United joke in there. But United fans would probably be like, who's joking now? You got Big Ralph in charge with winning games. Winning games, man. So for Villa, interestingly, Steven Gerrard has Liverpool next at Anfield. So that would be like a homecoming for him. Fans would definitely give him a round of, standing ovation. And they probably sing a few Gerrard songs. Who knows? But as Gerrard said when he beat his former manager, Brendan Rodgers, he said, look, it's nice coming up against Rodgers. I learned a lot under him. It was nice being a player under his management. But I want to beat him. And I like that from Gerrard. I really like that. So let's see if he has the same thing to say when he comes up against Jurgen Klopp and the high-flying Reds. Remember what happened last season? It didn't happen at Anfield. But remember what happened last season? 7-2. Aston Villa over Liverpool. Liverpool did win the second game, but still, you know what I mean? Let's not forget. I don't mean to remind you, but let's not forget, please. So Villa go above Leicester, 10th. Leicester 11th with 19 points. Villa with a +1 goal difference, better. They do have a -3. Leicester with a -4. And, yeah. At one point in time, United did have a minus goal difference too, which has to be noted too. You got to notice these things. You feel me? You can't be having a minus goal difference and demand respect out here. It's not satisfactory at all. Not at all. They do now have a positive goal difference. And there's only, let me see, 5 teams in the league with a positive goal difference. Man United, West Ham, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City. Which is crazy when you think about it. Crazy. So, look. For Leicester, who they got coming up next? As a matter of fact, let me just take a look at the Villa schedule again. They got Liverpool, Norwich, Burnley, Chelsea, Leeds. They got a mixed bag here. They got a mixed bag. Winnable games, games that they might get smashed in as well. But let's see what they do on the Gerrard. They do have the depth, do have the personnel to cause havoc. Ollie Watkins, man, he has been playing some damn good football lately. If he continues, don't expect him to stay at Villa for a very long time. So, for Leicester, oh man, I've been really disappointed with Leicester this season. Only 1 win in their last 5 Premier League games, along with 2 losses and 2 draws. Very inconsistent. Their next match will be in the Europa League against Napoli. They travel over to Napoli. And then they have Newcastle United at home, Tottenham at home, Everton, Liverpool in the quarterfinal of the EFL Cup, City on Boxing Day, Liverpool to round off the year. It's going to be a tough December, but we know what Leicester are capable of doing with guys like Jamie Vardy, Maddison in very good form lately, Harvey Barnes. I want to see more Iheanacho. I really don't like the way that Iheanacho gets treated at Leicester, if I'm being real. And if I'm Iheanacho, man, I will definitely look to use my services somewhere else. Feel me? Leicester not appreciating Iheanacho at all. I'll look to go out on a loan. Get more game time. Try to help Newcastle. Go to Newcastle, bro. Newcastle. Because Joel Linton ain't doing shit over there. So, big up to everybody in the house right about now. Thank you very much for tuning in. The boy Julian, how are you doing? Steve, 80 Booth, Jordan, all of y'all. Lumanu, Sean Mack, Shadrach, Dorsey in the house. So, top of the hour, Dom. Yep, it's time to go. Let go of Claude Puel at Saint Etienne. The running gag by the administration is played out. Let go of the bum. I also found out, I was reading on the weekend about Jesse Marsch could be in trouble, and I heard he got sacked. So the American got sacked by Leipzig. And I've been hearing that Ralph Rangnick could actually bring in Jesse Marsch in the backroom staff for United. So that's something. El Don, the chicken man, how are you doing? Nice seeing you here. We've been live for an hour now. Let's continue, man. Let's continue. We got a few more games to talk about. And let's start this one. West Ham United 3, Chelsea 2. Oh, my God. This one got the Chelsea fans rattled. Like a pair of maracas, I'm telling you. You know, like a baby trying to comfort itself with a rattler, just shaking it? That's how the Chelsea fans felt after this game. Because, goddamn, West Ham United, they beat Liverpool 3-2 as well and beat Chelsea 3-2, but did fail to beat City in the league, which is a great thing, right? Great thing. Knock Chelsea off the top of the freaking table. As a Man City fan, I gotta say, West Ham, thank you. We should not be ungrateful as a people. We shouldn't. We should be thankful, and we should actually verbalize it. Don't be ungrateful. West Ham, David Moyes, thanks. Thank you. People keep thinking I have this agenda against Chelsea. I ain't got no agenda against Chelsea. What you want me to do? You think I should want Chelsea to win all the time? Come on, man. It's a rival. They're a rival. You feel me? They got a little win in the Champions League and got back up on the high horse there. You feel me? And I don't like that. That's why I'm still pissed off at Pep Guardiola. Should have won the Champions League, man. We should have got a Champions League. Tuchel shouldn't have got no Champions League. Anyways, Anyways, Lanzini, Diop in for West Ham. 3-4-3 formation. Chelsea make changes too with Ziyech, Jorginho, Thiago Silva, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Reece James are all coming back into the team. First 30 minutes or so, very cagey. Both teams scrapping it out. Nothing really to talk about. But 38 minute or so, well, 28 minute. I wrote down the 38 minute, but it was a 28 minute. Thiago Silva with the goal. Mason Mount corner, Thiago Silva heads in. Chelsea a goal to nil. So they had the lead. Didn't hold on to the lead with Manuel Lanzini scoring a penalty in the 40th minute there. Jorginho, we got to talk about Jorginho, who placed third in the Ballon d'Or ranking, right? I don't know how that happened. I really don't know. I know Chelsea won the Champions League and then Italy won the Euros, but you ain't going to go give Jorginho a third place from a damn Ballon d'Or, man. And look, it's coming to light. It's coming to light that Jorginho ain't all that. He's a highly rated player, and I can't seem to comprehend, though. Mistake against United, right? And it's ever since Jorginho made that mistake that United have gotten this confidence, this newfound confidence. You see what I mean? And it's Jorginho's fault. If United do go on to get Champions League football at the end of the season or even fight for the title or something like that, because you never know, blame Jorginho, man. Got to blame him. Blame Jorginho. Blame, if Chelsea does not win the title, blame Jorginho, man. I'm telling you guys, missing penalties, giving away goals. That was a horrible back pass there. And Edward Mendy, bro, you're the other one. Why you didn't clear the ball? You got to clear the ball. You had numerous opportunities to clear the ball. You didn't clear the ball, but you got to give it to Jared Bowen, who stayed switched on, stayed on his toes, intercepted, and put Chelsea under a lot of pressure there. Got taken down by Mendy. And bam, Lanzini stepped up, put it into the back of the net there. And I'm glad they actually had Lanzini to take the penalty because they don't really have a lot of good penalty takers, if you ask me. And West Ham back on level terms. But 4 minutes later, they did allow Mason Mount to get in and score another brilliant goal. Rice give away in the midfield. Chelsea counter fast. Ziyech gets it on the left and puts it on a silver platter for Mason Mount. A golden platter, or whatever metal you want the platter to be made of. It's up to you, right? It's up to you on whatever platter you want to imagine. Let's just go with silver. But that was a brilliant volley, though, to beat Fabianski, who I think was still airbound and couldn't really adjust himself to save that right into the near post, man. And you know what they say? That's a sin. It's a carnal sin for a goalkeeper to allow goals at the near post. So, look, both teams had to deal with some injury problems. Havertz and Zuma, they had a 50-50 challenge, and both players ended up having to go off with Havertz at the beginning of the second half and Zuma a bit later. But Ben Johnson had to be subbed off injured as well, where the game's hero, Arthur Masuaku, very stylish Congolese player, came on and did the thing. Lukaku came off the bench. The other question is, why is a fit Lukaku on the bench? You see what I'm saying? That's a question I have there for Thomas Tuchel and the question I have for Chelsea fans. What is going on with your big money man, Lukaku? You see what I'm saying? We got to talk about this. We got to talk about Romelu Lukaku. We're not going to let him slide like that. We won't. Not because he got injured and he was missing for some games, but along with the games that he missed, the games that he played in, he has not been scoring, guys. He's made 10 Premier League appearances. He scored 3 goals And those 3 goals came in his first 3 appearances, right? 1 against Arsenal, 2 against Villa. And in the 4 after that, no goals. And he played 90, 90, 90, and 77 minutes. He then missed 4 matches. And then he's been available for 3 more, where he's come off the bench for all the games. And he has not scored, right? So this is now 7 games, 7 matches in the Premier League that he hasn't scored and he has featured in. And the 4 that he missed. So make that 11. And you could talk the Champions League matches as well, right? Lukaku, you got to step it up, bro. You got to step it up. Or it could be another flop time at Chelsea. Seriously. And all this is what contributes to Chelsea losing to West Ham United. All of that. Well, Lukaku is not, he's not getting the service. He ain't getting the service, and he's not creating the magic by himself. You feel me? Am I on point with that one? Because I want to be on point here. The goal by Jared Bowen to equalize after Chelsea had gone up. Chelsea's in the lead, you know. They're in the lead. 2-1, halftime. But West Ham, we know they're a very ambitious team. They mean business. They come out smoking in the second half there. And you know they say where there's smoke, there's fire. And Jared Bowen definitely on fire. And the commentator was just talking about the fact that West Ham needs to try something different and put a ball in behind Chelsea's defense just to see how they would cope with it. And that is exactly what they did. Long ball came down. Chelsea didn't deal with it properly. Fell nicely to Antonio, who cushioned it down to Kufal, who teed up Bowen, who hit it from distance, from an angle to beat Mendy. Fair enough that Mendy was blocked a bit, but still, brilliant stuff. 2-2. 2-2. The part of the game that I don't also get with Tuchel, right, is I know you want to win games. There's pressure at the top of the table. Liverpool, City, pressure in Chelsea, right? But it's the approach that Tuchel took after the equalizer. It's like he's saying, by all means, I want to win this game still. I'm not going to have the state of mind where I want to actually say, okay, you know what? Let me give some respect to this West Ham team. They're at home. I think a point is going to do it. You see what I mean? He took off Ziyech, brought on Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's an offensive substitute. And then former Chelsea man Kurt Zouma pulled up injured. He was struggling with injury throughout the game. And he was taken off. But what I also like about what David Moyes did is that he did not actually bring in a defensive sub. He brought on Pablo Fornals to replace him. And he tweaked the formation as well. And it worked. So you gotta give the credit there to David Moyes. Bad news for Zouma. He could be out for a long time, along with Angelo Agbana. So, which means that they're now left with 2 fit defenders. Issa Diop, Craig Dawson. Kufal may have to slot in if they use 3 at the back. But this is also a sign that West Ham United could also look to go in for a defender, maybe on loan in January, or even to buy a defender to bolster their team. Think about it. Chelsea, they took off Alonso, brought on Pulisic, but from what I understand is that Alonso and Reece James, they aren't really looked at as defenders. They're really seen as midfielders by Thomas Tuchel. So, yeah, it's fair that you bring on another attacking player, right? Pulisic, you're going for the win, right? But it still could be criticized for a move like that. Where with an Alonso, you know you would have a bit more defensive help. Even though he's not the best defensively, pretty sure he's better than Christian Pulisic, right? And he'll help out more than Christian Pulisic. It just showed me how badly Chelsea needed the win. And I think them going for the win so hard, it kind of left them very, very open at the back. And West Ham began to really buzz. 75th minute chance. Antonio square to Bowen, and he didn't really hit it properly, and he put it wide. And then another very good substitution made by David Moyes in the 85th minute when he brought on Said Benrahma, took off Lanzini. So with Benrahma, what you're going to get is more hold-up play, more creativity as well. And he is also very good on the dead ball. And everything that David Moyes did, it just paid dividends, man. It just did. Caught Chelsea on a quick break. Antonio almost got in behind, but Christensen, good work to put it out for a throw. And the fact that Chelsea was so far up the field, Antonio was just rushing to take the throw. Masuaku came down, take the throw in really quick. A quick 1-2 between those two players, and before Chelsea could really get men back and everything, Masuaku was looking for a cross into the box, and in turn hit it so sweetly. And that's a fluke goal. Let's not get it misconstrued. That goal was a total fluke. Total fluke. Antonio credited with the assist. And I was at work watching this game, and I almost lost it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? What? I couldn't believe what I have just seen. And at that moment, I knew that Chelsea couldn't win the game anymore. Even if they came back and they drew, yeah. City would have loved that. Liverpool would have loved that. And, you know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn. Chelsea, shell-shocked. Literally shell-shocked here. That's the perfect word. Shell-shocked, rattled, stunned by West Ham United. Got to give it to West Ham, man. They're going to do something big this season. I hope they get the Champions League place or win the Europa League or something, because they're one exciting unit. Happy for David Moyes as well, man. You see what I mean? And his story just shows you that you got to keep going. You got to keep it going. You might just hit goal one day, and he's definitely hitting goal with this West Ham team. But one thing they have to worry about is the injuries that's piling up in the squad at the moment. But they do have a deep squad. They have to use the players they have available. But the thing is, they're getting the injuries in areas where they're not very, 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 very deep. They have some cover, like in the fullback positions and in the center-back positions. But now, with two of your senior center-backs out, you're left with none. So now could also be a good time to look at your reserves, look at the academy, and take the best player, bring that said player into the setup, and there you go. There you go. Star could be born there. But quality stuff by West Ham. Bubbly. Definitely. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of bubbles at the London Stadium there. And to win a derby here against Chelsea, brilliant. I predicted a 2-2 draw. West Ham did one better and won the game. Where does Chelsea go from here, man? Where does Chelsea go from here? I think they put themselves in a very, very precarious position. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been preaching and I've been talking about the fact that you absolutely cannot allow Manchester City to go on top of the table with the games that they have coming up in December. You see what's been going on. Won every game in November and already winning games in December. And this mad run could keep going where Chelsea could drop a point here, drop a point there. And by the time you look, City are 8 points ahead and there's no catching. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So for Chelsea, they're third. This win for West Ham was big. The loss for Chelsea was catastrophic because a win would have kept them on top of the table, of course, with a point ahead of City. Still psychological, advantage there. But now they're freaking 2 points behind City and a point behind Liverpool, right? The next game coming up, Leeds United, Everton, Wolves. Manageable teams. Manageable. But if we've learned anything recently, Chelsea drew to Burnley. You see what I mean? They drew to Burnley and West Ham and Man United, who Man United weren't even in good form, and they picked points. They picked points. So let's say across the last 5 Premier League games, it's not looking good for Chelsea at all, where they've only won 2, drew 2, and lost 1. This has been their worst period so far this season. First 10 games, almost perfect. The last 5, horrendous. For West Ham United, all praise go to them. They play Dinamo Zagreb this Thursday. They have already qualified for the round of 16 of the Europa League. Then they got Burnley, Arsenal, Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Listen. West Ham are doing something big this season. And I'm not going to say I told you so. You all know that. You definitely know that. Guys, talk to me. Al Alfin, how are you doing, man? Big up to Al Alfin. How are you feeling? Robert Robinson, how are you feeling? Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Let's get the stream up to 75 thumbs up. We could do it. We need 17 more likes to get there. Let's get it done. Big up to A-Bub, man. A-Bub. Bubblicious. My mind ran on you today, man. I was like, I haven't seen A-Bub. Maybe she's partying, popping a bubbly or two. You know what I'm saying? Happy that Ole got the sack that she's been calling for the longest while. Nice to see you in here, man. Really nice to see you in here. You need to get some more of your girlfriends and, bring them through. We need some more girls up in here, man. I don't know if some of the guys in the chat would actually handle it, but, So, football shorts. Tuchel tactics got leaked. Look, another thing about Tuchel, it's like, look, I don't know if he got a plan B. That's the thing. I really don't know. Don't know if he got a plan B, and that's the thing. He might actually get exposed. Hot Chili, how are you, man? West Ham on fire. I was due for my PhD milestone. Okay. Amikov, Chelsea is not on the level of City and Liverpool. Could you tell me? Could you say that again? But anyways, I want to stay as objective as possible. I don't want to piss off the few Chelsea fans that come around these parts, man. You feel me? So we got a few more games to talk about. And with that being said, we got to talk about those games. We're doing very, very well. And I had to really go deep with that one, though. I had to. So the next game that we're going to talk about is Everton 2, Arsenal 1. I got to say, Arsenal, man, y'all are letdowns. You let me down big time there, Arsenal. Back-to-back L's. Back-to-back L's against heavyweight teams. You see what I'm saying? Back-to-back L's, Arsenal. You now drop to 7th. 7th, man. You're losing to United, losing to Everton. You lost to Liverpool. You see what? This is the thing about Arsenal. I don't know about when they meet clubs that has some stature. You see what I mean? Everton's been around a while. We know they got quality. They've been struggling, but quality manager, and they're capable. United, Liverpool, you lost to City. You see what I'm saying? And this is where this is the hurdle that Arsenal needs to get over. They gotta get it. They gotta get over that hurdle. And we could go all the way back early in the season. They lost to Chelsea as well. So Arsenal fans must be wary of these kinds of results where they could have walked away with something positive, but not clinical enough, man, in the final third. Not at all. Got to do a lot better here. So, look, big win for Everton. They needed that badly. They really, really needed that, man, like a diabetic needs his insulin. And they had gone about, what, about 9 games? 9 games or so? Yeah. That's the first win in 9 games. Big win for the Toffees, man. Big win. So Yeremina came back into the 11. Godfrey had to go out at left back for the injured Luca Digne. Aubameyang out on the bench. Lacazette in. Saka in. Smith Rowe. Big miss for this game. He out. Wasn't even involved. Like, I didn't even talk about Smith Rowe in the preview in terms of him being out. And I did tell you guys this could happen. Players could be deemed fit 2 days before the game, and then an hour before the game they get injured, right? Granit Xhaka, oh man, he's back in the team. And I was actually surprised, you know. I was really surprised, and I have to criticize Arteta a bit for this one. I have to. You cannot bring Xhaka right back into things. First game back, first game right in. Nah, I don't agree with that, because Xhaka ended up getting a yellow card, and that goal that was scored by Demarai Gray, the build-up when Gomes was actually carrying the ball, Xhaka couldn't do anything because he was already on a yellow, and that's something that could come back to bite Arsenal in the behind later on in the season. These are the little things that we must note and pick up in these games. Kieran Tierney came in for Nuno Tavares, who did replace him off the bench later on in the game. So for the first 30 minutes or so, it wasn't the best football in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest advert for Premier League football. No team really dominated. No team looked like they really wanted to take the game by the scruff. But then, you know, things began to take shape. Yeremina, who came back from injury, had to go off injured again, and that could be a setback for his recovery. Mason Holgate, very, very, very versatile. He was brought in. Look, this was a very controversial game, and this was a hard game if you're Evertonian, or if you're Richarlison, because 44th minute, he scored, headed in from a Townsend free kick, which would have been his 50th goal in English football, disallowed by VAR, right? Celebrating and everything, disallowed. It's like, god damn. And to make matters worse, a few minutes later, Arsenal scored. Kieran Tierney running down the left cross, and first time side foot strike by Martin Odegaard to score to put Arsenal ahead. I don't know if Arsenal deserved the lead at that point, but you don't always need to deserve something to get something. So quality stuff there by Odegaard. But Arsenal did not manage the game well. Didn't. And I have the notes right here. At 45 minutes, I said, Arsenal has to manage the game. And Everton, behind after disallowed goal, they would have to fight from behind once again. And they've been struggling, where they had been winless in 8 coming into this match. And coming off of a demoralizing loss against Liverpool as well. So they needed this. They really, really needed this, I'm telling you, man. Needed this big time. Look, 59th minute, Doucouré played in Richarlison, who scored again on the VAR review by a toe. He was offside. So that would have been very hard to take. And I'm pretty sure Richarlison was convinced that that one would have stood. Look, the goal did come in the 79th minute when Gomes had a shot blocked, and it fell nicely to Gray, whose shot hit the crossbar, and Richarlison headed in the rebound. First to the ball, and really good header. looped into the back of the net past Aaron Ramsdale, who was again doing a great job in goal. And then he could finally celebrate where he was third time lucky. Look, in the end, you see the score 2-1. I could say that Everton deserved to win this game. It's like they wanted this thing more. Eddie Nketiah came off the bench and had a brilliant chance to put Arsenal in the lead. How he hit the post there, I don't know. I don't know how he hit the post, and the rebound came off and like hit him in his face and went out. Brilliant ball by Saka. You have to score those. You gotta score those, man. You gotta take your opportunities. And you know who took their opportunity? Everton. 93rd minute. Demarai Gray, who has been 92nd, who has been the best player this season in an Everton shirt. It's not arguable. He has been. What a goal. Andre Gomes driving forward, and you gotta also give credit to Rafa Benitez for the substitution of Andre Gomes, who's coming back from a long-term injury as well. He just made a whole big difference in the midfield, where for Alan has to do a lot more defending. So you have a Gomes who could drive forward, and you know, he had a brilliant 2016 Euros for Portugal. That's where he really rose to fame. Went to Barcelona, and then he ended up at Everton, where he's put out some good performances, but across the last 2 seasons, he's been really hampered by injury. That was a freaking good goal. Andre Gomes to pick out Gray, and Gray just shimmying, going past a few players, creating space for himself, and hitting that ball with all his might to the far post, off the upright, into the back of the net. Brilliant. Iwobi did get a chance as well, former Arsenal man, to score, but saved by Ramsdale. And he's been horrible for Everton, though. You know what I'm saying? 3 goals in his Everton career. That's poor. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He had an opportunity to square things at the end. Missed it. Aubameyang has not been good enough. As a senior player, isn't he the highest paid player at Arsenal as well? You're not justifying your pay, bro. Arsenal got to move on from some of these guys. They've been linked with Dusan Vlahovic. I think Arsenal should go all out for Vlahovic. You see what I mean? And when the summer come around, sell Aubameyang. Let go Lacazette and continue trying to build, because these guys, man, when the key moments call for them to do well, they're not doing a goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? So first win in 9 games for Rafa Benitez and Everton. He was actually trying to subdue his emotions, keep his emotions subdued, but in the end he just had to let it out, man. That was a, you know, it sucks not. Listen, it sucks to lose, but imagine going 9 games without winning anything. 8, I should say. That sucks, man. That sucks. So, good win. Well deserved. And this comes after Director of Football Marcel Brands actually stepped down. And I think it's because Rafa Benitez probably had an argument that, hey, man, myself and the sporting directors not seeing eye to eye. He brought in these players. I haven't really got a say on who I want to bring in. It's either I go or he go or whatever. And they decided to, the sporting director had to go. He's been there since 2018, and he's been responsible for a lot of the overly ambitious things that Everton has done over the last couple of seasons. And if you really look at the players this season that's been effective, it's the Demarai Gray, who they bought for $2 million. It's the Townsend, who they got for free. You see what I'm saying? It's Holgate, who I think come through the academy. You feel me? Ben Godfrey, who they picked up from Norwich. Ducory, I think they got for free. So it's not always the big money spendings that's going to get the job done for you. It's just bringing in players and doing some smart scouting. So well played, Everton. They needed that badly. But for Arsenal, man, it's like they're reverting. to their August form. Back-to-back losses. They have to actually bounce back in the next game. And Mikel Arteta, you got to go back to the drawing board and get these wins on the board. So, who do they have next? They're in 7th right now. They have Southampton, who could be a tricky opponent, but Arsenal should fancy their chances against Southampton. Then they got West Ham, Leeds, Norwich, Wolves, and then Man City on New Year's Day. So, not a bad schedule coming up in December. They also got a EFL Cup game against Sunderland in the quarterfinals. So, not a bad schedule at all for the Gunners. So, for Everton, who are 12th, they move up in the table to 12th with that win, and they got 18 points right now. Not bad after 15 games, but they should have done a lot better after the way they started. Their next game, what does the schedule look like for Everton? Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Leicester, Burnley, Newcastle, Brighton. Good schedule. Good schedule. Perfect schedule for them to try to get their form going again. Chelsea, be careful, man, of a resurgent Everton. Just want to put it out there very, very early. I'm not saying I'm going to predict Everton to win the game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, 3 points for the Evertonians. Guys, what are your thoughts? Big up to the boy Karumi in the house. Big up to A-Bub. How are you doing? We got Michael Talbot in here. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We need 9 more likes to get to 75. Definitely appreciate that. Big up to Owen Dilworth. Don't know if you're still in here. Forgot to give you a shout out early on in the stream. Zachary Leahy in the house as well. Palomo. Who else we got here, man? Who else we got? MVP Kev in the house. Victor Alexander. Everybody in here. You're the real deal. Guys, Errol Brown, how are you doing, Errol? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me, baby. Look, we got a couple more games to talk about. I thought I ran through these games already. I really thought I did. But I do have 2 more games to talk about. We touched on all these matches already. Everton, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Leicester, Tottenham, Norwich, United, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Brentford. We got 2 more games to talk about. Wolves, Liverpool, and Watford City. Talked about West Ham, Chelsea, Newcastle, Burnley, Southampton, Brighton. All right, we did good. We did great. All right. Watford, Man City. Let's go. Watford, Manchester City. Watford 1, Man City 3. I predicted a 4-1 win for City. Confidently, I predicted a 4-1 win. Because no way, Watford were going to beat us. The record we had against Watford, I'm like, no way this team is beating us, man. And didn't happen. So Pep made 5 changes. Foden, Grealish, Laporte, Gundogan, and Walker in. Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. These are changes from the midweek fixture as well, where City has been winning every game since the loss to Crystal Palace. That was the jolt. That was definitely the jolt we needed. So for Watford, Ismail Assar missing again. That's a huge miss, man. That's a huge miss. I think Sarr would have actually helped them in their last couple games, but no Sarr. No Sarr. It's going to be very difficult. 2nd minute, Laporte had a header cleared off the line. Close. 4th minute, Sterling headed in from Bernardo to Foden. Foden with the cross. That was brilliant. Raheem the Dream back again after he had a nightmarish time in the beginning of the season where he's been linked with a move to Barcelona, move out of the club, and I've been really endorsing the move too. So, we football fans are very fickle. Do I still want him to leave the club? I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, it's tricky because if you start, look, if you were bad and you start doing good again, I think you deserve a chance. I think you deserve a chance, Raheem. You know what I mean? You could stick around for a little. Yeah, stick around, and let's see. But if you go back into that similar vein of form, I'm gonna have to sell you this summer. If anybody come buying. So 8-minute Bachmann with a save from Sterling, left-footed strike. 9th minute Grealish, free header, straight to Bachmann, and 11th minute another Grealish chance, saved by Bachmann. 5 big chances in 11 minutes. We could have already been 5-0 up in 10, man. That's how bad Watford were at the beginning of the game. They did fight back after that very horrible period. Did fight back, and they, had some little runs going forward and looked dangerous, man. But soon as you knew it, City were back on the score sheet again. Bernardo Silva, good break. Sterling to Bernardo to Gundogan, whose shot was saved by Bachmann, who I'm going to give man of the match, man. Even though Bernardo Silva played well, I'm going to give the man of the match to Daniel Bachmann, the goalkeeper for Watford, because if it wasn't for him, trust me, it would have been 10-0. That's how dominant City were in the game. So Bernardo put in the rebound from a tight angle there. 2-0. And it was like a walk in the park. It's like you say, hey, man, get the dogs and let's just go for a walk in the park. Pretty easy stuff. Like training. Like freaking training. Dominant first half by City. 2-0 at the break. Ranieri, who previously had a great record against City. I think he did not lose a single game before this against Manchester City, which is ridiculous when you really think about it, though. But as I said in the build-up, in the preview, you're going to lose this one for sure, though. If you didn't lose in the past, you're going to lose this one. Definitely lost it, man. Made 2 changes at the halftime break, though. Chuko Hernandez, who ended up scoring, and Juraj Kuchka, who had a very, very bright half of football. Good changes. 52nd minute, Sterling on the break, shot saved by Bachmann. 59th, Foden, shot saved by Bachmann again. Told y'all he's the man of the match. Man of the match. And fun fact, guys, Man City have only conceded 1 first half goal this season. Crazy, right? Crazy. This is absolutely brilliant, man. That's what you call dominance. So, the goal, man. The goal. The third goal, 63rd minute, Bernardo Silva. Build-up was great. Kyle Walker got it. He found Silva, who sent Danny Rose to the store for maybe some chips or something. Maybe a beer. And he put a Cucurella on the ball, man. You talk about curl, man. Wow, what a freaking goal. I think Bernardo Silva has to be nominated for goal of the month, man. That was brilliant, man. I'm telling you. That was absolutely exquisite. That was exquisite. He's just scoring these fantastic goals lately. Where I see people are saying that Bernardo Silva is the best player in the league right now. And the best player in the world. And I'm saying to myself, man, let's not even go there right now. Let's not put any pressure on Bernardo. Where we were just saying that Salah is the best player in the world. We don't want to be bouncing all over the place. Salah is still playing well. You see what I mean? Messi just won the Ballon d'Or. Bernardo, the last time I checked, didn't win the damn Ballon d'Or. See what I mean? So unless you're going to give him these awards, let's stop talking. He's playing damn well for City. I still think João Cancelo is the best player so far this season. But Bernardo is climbing up the charts, giving him some serious competition. That's my thoughts. We are too fickle as football fans, where we are too we react for everything. Everything we want to react to. A player score a hat-trick, oh, he's the best player in the world. Chill. A player do well, he's world class. Chill. Bernardo is world class, though. For City, maybe not for Portugal these days, but yeah. You know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. But look, man, that was a quality goal. That was brilliant. I almost lost it. Literally almost lost it when that goal went in. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Look, Mahrez and Kevin De Bruyne came on. Grealish came on as well. You know, going the one off. Look, it's crazy when you have a lineup like this. I'm telling you, when I tell people this City team is going to be hard to topple, no striker or not, this team is going to be very hard to topple, guys. This team is going to be hard to topple. And it's because of the depth, and Pep Guardiola actually knows what he's doing. You see what I mean? He has plan A, B, C, D, maybe an E. But you look at this team, and you have Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, right? And then in the reserves, you have Stones, Ake, and Zinchenko. And Zach Steffen, backup goalkeeper, is not that bad at all. You got Fernandinho. The bench is just wicked when you think about it. Mahrez, Jesus, all's been performing well. Kevin De Bruyne. It's like, jeez, man, this is overkill. This is overkill. It's like, it doesn't matter who you start up top, whether you play Sterling, Grealish, who I think had a frustrating match again, was pretty eager to score, unlucky not to. But Phil Foden, oh man, this kid is a monster. But then Gundogan, Bernardo, Rodri deserves a lot more credit, man. A lot more credit than he does get. And Bernardo as well. Pep told the reporters who asked him about Bernardo, Pep said, just do me a favor. Go back, watch the Chelsea game, watch the Liverpool game, and just come talk to me when you're done. And you'll see exactly what Bernardo Silva is made of. Brilliant team, man. But look, Watford did strike back. Kuchka, 73rd minute, shot saved by Edison. And then Chuko Hernandez scored. Really good goal. Shot hit the upright from an angle, and he put in the rebound. Deserved goal for Watford, as they did have a few look-ins and trouble City at the back. Foden came off. Jesus came on, and Jesus did get a crunching tackle as well there with Craig Cathcart, but did get up and, you know, didn't go off injured. João Pedro did pass a brilliant ball to Chuko Hernandez, who did square to King, but he did put wide. So Watford almost made it very close, where if they had scored a second to make it 3-2, the game could have ended any which way. But quality stuff, as we all expected from City. A win. Nothing else. Nothing else. You see, big up to all the Watford fans out there, man. You know what I mean? All the best surviving the drop. Guys, Ranieri could also be in trouble. Definitely. He's lost. Let me let you know. He's lost quite a few games. He's only won 2. And Watford has lost their last how many games? They did beat United. Fed in the cap. You beat United. And they did beat Everton. I think that was on the Ranieri, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, they did beat Everton. But I remember they started against Liverpool. I think that was Liverpool they started against, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And he got battered. So, since he came in against Liverpool, 5-0 loss. Then he turned around to beat Everton 5-2. But then lost to Southampton 1-0. Lost to Arsenal 1-0. Beat United. Right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in 8 games. Ranieri, bro, it ain't looking good. I just want to put it out there. It not look good. But they could pull it back. Brentford in the next game. Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolves, West Ham. Could win at least 3 of these games. Or all of them. It's possible. It is possible. But Watford are definitely in trouble. They're one of the teams that would be in the relegation scrap this season, it seems. Unless they turn things around. And they could also be seeing a new manager at the club very soon. City, next game is against RB Leipzig, who are under new management. I don't even know who's the manager right now for Leipzig, but I know Jesse March has been sacked. Then City got Wolves December 11th there. It's on a Saturday, early this Saturday morning. Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford, Arsenal in the new year. And guys, I'm telling you this. Guys, I'm telling you this. I'm sounding out the warning right now. I'm sending the warning right now. Warning shots right now. If you're a Liverpool fan, a Chelsea fan, United, Tottenham, Arsenal, guys, the title could run away from you. Run away from you in the next couple weeks. And when January comes around, when African Cup of Nations would then deplete teams like Liverpool and Chelsea, to be specific, Man City does play Arsenal. Oh, whoa. I just realized we got Swindon Town in the third round of the FA Cup. Wow. Swindon Town. Ooh. Anthony Grant, Jamaican International. Then we got Chelsea on the 15th. Should beat them again, right? Southampton, January 22nd. It could be over by then, guys. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a bit. But it could be over by then. I'm telling you. It could be over by then. Errol, bro, you're on to something. That's a possibility. But no, Grealish knows he has to fight for his place. Pep knows what he's doing. You're new, come in. Yeah, start. Okay, here you go. Here you go now, Sterling. Now you guys scrap it out for that place. Guys, if you're in here and you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. 2 more to 75. Could we hit 100 today? I think we can. Definitely smash up the thumbs up button. Caress it softly if you haven't yet done so. So, we got one more match to talk about. And let's talk about a game between Wolves and Liverpool. Ow! So exactly how this sounded at the end of the game. Whimpering, crying, almost held on for the draw, but Liverpool with the 1-0 win. Clutch King, Divock Origi in the 94th minute, set up by Mo Salah. What a goal, man. Last minute stuff, and Liverpool run away with the 3 points. Looky here. I predicted Liverpool to win the game 2-0. I had no doubts. I really didn't. The Premier League record against Wolves was absolutely magnificent. Even the Wolves did get the success in the Cups, right? Recently. But in terms of the Premier League, I had no doubts that they would have done the business. Liverpool came in unchanged ahead of the Champions League game where Liverpool could afford to rescue players away to AC Milan. Jota against his old team. Cody and Keanu Hoover against their old teams. From the first 25 minutes, quiet start. Nothing to really talk about, really. Wolves, I think, dealt with Liverpool very well. And I think they enjoyed a lot of possession in the first 25 minutes. Very, very positive start, I think. But then Liverpool, started to get into the game. As soon as I wrote that down in my notepad, I was like, bet I didn't even wrote that down because Liverpool just started to create these opportunities. Thiago set up Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he side-footed it over the crossbar. Big chance miss. Then Trent Alexander-Arnold across to Jota, who headed wide. Another big chance missed. So, 38 minute, big chance. Ball to Jota was brilliant. And the square to Salah. And Saiss to the rescue. And Cody got injured in the play. I don't know how Salah didn't get to that ball. Really didn't know how he didn't get to that ball. But that was a good square, but maybe Jota should have taken a shot like across the goal. See like what Harvey Barnes did. And a few other players have been scoring goals like that where they just put it in to the wide to the far post. And Jota, who I think was very indecisive on the day. I don't know if it was more psychological that he's coming up against his old team. We did score against them, I think, last season. But I don't know what was up with Jota on the day at all. But look, Liverpool were dominant. Alisson didn't really have much to do up until that point of the game. But look, again, I don't know if I blight Liverpool or what, but then Wolves had a great chance where Alisson had to come up with a save from a cross by Ryan Aït-Nouri. And Adama, he was like right there for the tap in, but Alisson got a hand to it, put it out for a corner though. So strong finish to the first half there by Wolves. 0-0 going into the second half. I think, look, Liverpool were unlucky not to score as well, but they couldn't get Salah involved in the game enough. And you got to give credit to the Wolves defenders. Kilman, Saiss, Cody, and Ryan Aït-Nouri along with Nelson Semedo. You got to give these guys credit, man, big time. They really put Liverpool off their game and stayed in the match. But look, man, it's a concentration thing. You got to keep that until the final whistle is blown, right? So 49th minute, Virgil van Dijk mistake, almost led in Wolves. Adama to Hwang, nothing really came of it. 50th minute chance, Jose Sa with the save after Thiago's block shot. Came back off Jimenez. Very, very close, very close. And 60th minute, look, I had to say wow for this one. This one was a big wow moment where Jota's chance. I don't know how he didn't score there, but it was a long ball played down, and Jose Sa and Saiss got into a mix-up. Jota got the ball. There was no goalkeeper in the goal. Jota could have taken it first time, but he chose not to. Took a few touches, gathered himself, and he wanted to blast it in the back of the net. But by then, two defenders had already got back on the line, and he smashed it straight into the midriff of the former Liverpool man, Connor Cody, who wobbled. He was injured, and he even wobbled back to on the line. So that was some brilliant stuff by Cody, though. And looking at the game, I'm like, Wolves seems like they're going to pick up a point from this match. All the signs were actually leading towards a 0-0 draw here. But Liverpool were knocking on the door too much. And sooner rather than later, Wolves would have given in. Would have really given in. But look, that was really close, man. I don't know how that was that was actually embarrassing not to score that one, though. Seriously. But the game was actually heating up. Definitely heating up. And it was back to front thing where Wolves had a little opportunity before that, and Liverpool, broke very, very quick. It was like immediately basketball stuff. And then the pivotal moment in the game came where in the 68th minute, Klopp made the change that would go on to win the game. Divock Origi on for Jordan Henderson, an offensive change. So credit goes to Klopp. He didn't say, okay, yeah, we're going to just play out this game and earn the point. Wolves have been playing well. They've in the top 10. Didn't start well, but climbed back, into form. No. Klopp was positive, and he brought on the offensive play in Divock Origi. You could see the pragmatism from Bruno Lage when he took off Hwang and he brought on Joao Moutinho, which meant at that point he was playing for the draw. Ox came on in the 82nd minute for Jota, and that's another indication that Klopp making these positive substitutions there. But up until that point, Wolves, it doesn't matter how many chances they allow Liverpool to get, they were doing the job. They were getting a point. And I think a point here against Liverpool would have been massive. Massive, massive. But another turning point came in the match where Ryan Aït-Nouri pulled his hamstring. He was handling Salah very, very well. But he pulled his hamstring at the wrong time, though. And then he was taken off. I think if that didn't happen, maybe he would have handled Salah in that play and the game would have then ended in a 0-0 draw. Liverpool were heating up, teasing, chance in the 87th minute. Mane, he got somewhat of a lucky ball and he shoots, saved by Sa. Brilliant save. And up until that point, I was already saying that Liverpool actually draw the game. I was watching this game and I got into a region where the service was kind of choppy, right? The service was kind of choppy. And I'm like, God damn, man. I'm making notes. I'm saying poor decision making by Liverpool in the final third. You know what I'm saying? Salah did get a chance. 90th minute. Easy save. And then I lost the service a bit, and then it came back on, and I see Liverpool celebrating. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, I know people who watch the games on their phone if they're on the road. They know what I'm talking about. You get a little buffer in, and then as soon as it resumes, you're like, the hell? And as an opposition fan, I'm like, I was, with Chelsea losing on the day, I'm thinking, okay, Liverpool lose or draw. And then City win the game. I'm like, oh, yay. Ho, ho, ho. You see what I'm saying? But what a goal. What a goal. Salah running to the byline and squaring it to Origi. And Origi having to take it and swivel and getting the left-footed shot off. That was brilliant, man. That was brilliant, man. And Liverpool run away with the game late. Once you score that late, there's no coming back from that. And Liverpool did a lot of that in the 2019-20 season where they went on to win the title. You see what I'm saying? Good memories, right? Good memories. But, guys, last season Liverpool were top at Christmas, as far as I could remember. Did not go on to win. So if you're top at Christmas, you're not guaranteed to win, because if you have a horrible January, February, then that's it, right? Let's see who's going to be top at Christmas. Is it going to be City? Is it going to be Liverpool? Is it going to be Chelsea? Are we going to see the trend where the team top at Christmas go on to win? Might not actually happen. Remember last season, Man City had to really climb up the table. Really climb. And put together like a really good run of wins to come back into the contention and then run away with the league. As I mentioned, it could happen again. I know as much as Liverpool fans won't want to hear this, I'm telling you guys, if Liverpool and Chelsea are not careful, City would run away with the title again. And the reason why I'm saying this, Liverpool are now second, 34 points. Just to mention that Fabinho and Robertson are a yellow card away from suspension as well, which could prove to be very key. Liverpool's next games, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Dangerous teams right now. Because Newcastle, they want points. Aston Villa with Gerrard, they're playing some good football. Tottenham under Conte, dangerous right about now. You talk about Leeds United, we know how dangerous they are. Leicester City, who knows what they're going to spring. And then, what's going to be important, let's say City goes unbeaten in December like they did in November. Chelsea, Liverpool on January 2nd, points will be dropped. You see what I mean? And there is where we could start seeing a separation, or even before that. And then we got to factor in the African Cup of Nations, where it doesn't matter if Liverpool does not have Salah or Mane for the FA Cup, right? But what's going to happen, guys, is December 28th, there could be a situation where Liverpool's players are already in Africa by December 28th. That's a possibility. Then the Chelsea game. The FA Cup game becomes important where you will rotate, but then there's a gap. There's a 6 day gap between 6 and 7 day gap between the next matches, where Brentford and Crystal Palace are the games in January, right? So there's not a lot of games in January where there's only 3 Premier League games, but I think players could miss 4 Premier League games if the December games, come into play there. And according to how long the players stay in the African Cup of Nations as well, right? So it's a tricky period to navigate, in my opinion, for Liverpool. And let's just keep a close eye on that one. As for Wolves, they're 8th, 21 points. Not bad at all, if you ask me. I think Bruno Lage has really done a great job with this team, but they just need to score goals. Adama Traore, he needs to learn how to shoot. Raul Jimenez not getting any service. The other players are not really helping out. That's the problem with Wolverhampton Wanderers right now, where they have only scored 12 goals this season. That is not good enough. That is not good enough. To score 12 goals, listen, that ain't good enough at all, man. That ain't good enough. Newcastle have scored 17 goals this season. Burnley have scored 14. You see what I'm saying? It ain't good enough at all, if you ask me. Wolves, you got to get your shooting boots on and you got to score these goals, man. Goals are what's going to win you games. If you don't score, you don't win. It's just simple. It is just simple math. Simple. Can't get any simpler than that. But guys, look, that's all 10 games rounded up. And that's 2 hours, 11 minutes. It's now 8:40 p.m. local time. Tired, man. Tired. I wanted to talk Champions League football, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to go to work in the morning, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Big up to Dan, man. City, a few injuries away from being in trouble. Dom, not true. What are you talking about, bro? Are you talking about the right City here? What are you talking about? Seriously. What injuries are you talking about? De Bruyne was sick. There was a few injuries. Foden, Grealish. They're back. There ain't no injuries. What are you talking about? Ferran Torres is the only player that remains out injured. The last time I checked. There ain't no injuries. At the back, right, there's Ake and Stones. Diaz, Laporte. That's 4 center backs. Fullbacks, Zinchenko, Cancelo, who could play right and left, and Walker. Nathan Ake could also play at left back. Laporte could play as a left back. I don't want them playing at left back, but they could. Defensive midfield, you got Fernandinho, you got Gundogan, you got Rodri, could all play the position. Right? Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, attacking midfield. Gundogan could play there as well. Foden, Grealish, whoever you want to slot in there. You feel me? Don't forget the youngsters that we have. You know what I'm saying? Cole Palmer. The team is too stacked. Too stacked. And I think City prepared, man. They just prepared. That's what it is. They prepared. Really prepared. Jesus, Sterling, Mahrez. Stacked up, man. Stacked up. Too stacked. It's okay, Ron. It's okay, bro. I know you're panicking, bro. It's okay. It's normal to panic. It's normal. Big up to Isaiah. How you doing? It's normal. Zlatan Ibra, how are you? How are you doing? Errol Brown, damn, City have the title seal already. God damn. Title wrapped in December. Look, man, it's going to be hard to beat City to the title this season. It's going to be very difficult. I didn't make any predictions, but I'm just taking it game by game. You feel me? Game by game. But guys, what we're going to be doing right now, let's take a look at the Champions League, man. We got to take a look at the Champions League. let's go over to the Champions League and just talk about what's coming up tomorrow. Let's see what's coming up tomorrow. All right? Because I want to come back tomorrow to actually talk Champions League. I am not doing a watch along tomorrow because I don't want to burn myself out. So I'm going to actually just come and talk the games. I'll watch the games and I'll come back and I'll talk the games. All right? All right? How about that? How about that? Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's just do a little 10 minutes of Champions League. And let's find out what each team needs to qualify for the next round. Right. Let's get some context here. Let's get some context. Okay. Right. Big up to the boy, Genie Wijnaldum. Haha. Let me see. Meet the round of 16 contenders. All right. Round of 16, we have Ajax, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Inter, Juventus, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, PSG, Real Madrid, and Sporting CP all qualifying with 5 spots up for grabs. 5 spots, all right? So there are 8 former winners among the 11 already through to the UEFA Champions League round of 16. UEFA.com profiles all these high-flying contenders. Champions League round of 16 draw. The draw will be streamed live on UEFA.com on the official UEFA Champions League app from midday Central European time on Monday, December 13th. 2 seeding pots will be formed, one consisting of 8 group winners seeded teams and the other of 8 runners-up on seeded teams. No team can play a club from their group or any side from their own association. So these are the profiles. We're not going to go through each and every profile, guys. We're not doing that. It's going to take too long to do that. But that's what's going on. I want to do a mock draw. Maybe this Friday I'll do a mock draw. Get it out. And on Monday, I won't be able to do a live draw watch along because I'll be at work. Unfortunately, I'll be at work. I hope that they would have done it on a Friday, but I'll be at work, okay? So let's take a look at who's through and who can qualify, all right? So we already talked about the teams that went through, right? We see them there. Could still reach the round of 16. AC Milan, Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Benfica, Lille, Porto, Salzburg, Sevilla, Villarreal, and Wolfsburg will definitely enter the Europa League knockout playoffs. Dortmund, Sheriff, and Zenit. They will go into the Europa League playoff for the round of 16. Cannot reach the round of 16, but could also qualify, but could still qualify for the Europa League. Club Brugge, Leipzig, and Young Boys. There's a few teams who have been officially eliminated as well. So let's just go through each and every group, guys. A, Man City are through to the round of 16 as group winners. Paris Saint-Germain are through to the round of 16 as group runners-up. Leipzig will finish third and enter the Europa League knockout playoffs if they win, if they draw, and Club Brugge did not win, or regardless if Club Brugge loses. City will play against, of course, Leipzig, and Bruges will play against PSG. Bruges will finish third and enter the Europa League knockout playoffs if they win and Leipzig do not, or if they draw and Leipzig lose. So Bruges just have to pick up a draw because pretty sure Leipzig's going to lose that game, man. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Pep will rotate, but it is a possibility. All right, why didn't they put the table like they did here? Weird, right? Anyways, I think they did put this table because this one is close, right? This is what Group B looks like. Fixtures, Porto versus Atletico Madrid. This one is a 6-pointer. And we got AC Milan versus Liverpool, where AC Milan does need to win. Liverpool will rotate, which will give him some hope, because it would make absolutely no sense whatsoever for Liverpool to go in here full strength, AC Milan coming hard, and a key player or two ends up getting injured in that game. That is something to note here for the game coming up against AC Milan. Use some sense, Klopp, or else could be bye-bye to the Premier League title very early. Because you don't want key players missing here. So, look. Liverpool topped the group 5-5, but three teams in Porto, AC Milan, and Atletico Madrid scrapping it out for that other spot. Porto are in a very good position because you check there, they host Atletico Madrid, who has not been playing well in the Champions League this season. And they just need to draw their game and need AC Milan to draw or lose, right? But it would be best for Porto if they just win. You see what I'm saying? W's do put you in a better position. Win the game, bam, you're through to the round of 16. Simple. Simple. Doesn't matter what AC Milan does. So, if I have to make a call for this one, look, just to make a call for Group A, I think City is going to beat Leipzig. And PSG will beat Club Brugge. So, it means that Leipzig will go through. Leipzig will go through as a third place team. For Group B, this one is very hard to call, though. This one is hard to call. This one is difficult to call. Liverpool has been so good in the Champions League that I don't want to say AC Milan will get a draw or a win and then they get smashed and I look stupid. But Porto, I can't trust them too much against Atletico Madrid with their back against the wall. This one is difficult to predict. But I'm going to say both games end in a draw. And Porto get the round of 16 spot. AC Milan get that third place spot. And Atletico Madrid are knocked out of the Champions League. Might not happen like that, though. Definitely. So, Liverpool are through to the round of 16 as group winners. Porto will go through if they win or if they draw, and Milan do not win. Atletico will go through if they win and Milan do not. Milan will go through if they win and the other game is drawn. Milan, you got to win. Don't think it's going to happen. Group C, Ajax will play Sporting. Pretty much dead rubber because both teams have already secured places into the next round. Sporting on head-to-head over Borussia Dortmund. Even if Sporting lose and Dortmund smashes Besiktas, they still go through, right? Sporting will still go through. It's head-to-head and not away goals or goal difference, the first separator. Ajax are through to the round of 16 as group winners. Sporting are through to the round of 16 as runners-up. Dortmund will finish third and enter the UEFA Europa League knockout playoffs. So that's confirmed, and Besiktas will finish fourth. So nothing more to talk about there, but well played to Ajax and very good comeback after a horrible start by Sporting. Group D, Real Madrid will play Inter, and they're still scrapping it out for that top team, top place in the group. But we know that Shakhtar cannot make it to the Europa League, and Sheriff has secured a place to the Europa League playoffs. Madrid are through to the round of 16. They will finish first if they do not lose to Inter. Inter are through to the round of 16. They will finish first if they beat Real Madrid. And judging from the way Real Madrid have been playing so far this season, it's going to be a very difficult thing to do. I know, Sheriff did that, right? It's going to be tough still. Sheriff will finish third and enter the UEFA Europa League knockout playoffs. Shakhtar will finish last. The Wednesday matches here. Group E. Bayern Munich will top the group. We know that. But it's a position here where Barcelona and Benfica are scrapping it out for that second spot in the round of 16. Dynamo Kiev are knocked out of Europe, right? So Bayern Munich, perfect, like Liverpool. 15-15. Barcelona, now under Xavi Hernandez, formerly under Ronald Koeman, find themselves in a really fucked up situation, I have to say, because the game against Benfica, they should have lost the game, right? But it's a game that they should have won. But they should have lost the game if it wasn't for Seferovic and that miss of the century, right? They got a lifeline. They got a lifeline, but it's not much of a lifeline because I am pretty sure that Benfica is going to beat Kiev. I'm sure it's happening. Kiev has been garbage this season in the Champions League. And I'm absolutely sure I could put all my savings, all my investments, my house, my cars, anything I own, anything I love daily, that Bayern Munich will completely destroy FC Barcelona. I'm about to put it all on the line. I'm going to put it on the line here. All on the line. Barcelona ain't beating Bayern. They're not. Not happening. Not happen. So it's going to be Bayern, Benfica, go through to the round of 16. Barcelona, Europa League. You better start, practicing the Europa League anthem and get it in the head. Get used to it. Bayern are through to the round of 16 as group winners. Barcelona will go through if they win or if Benfica do not win. So Barcelona could also lose. They could lose. And if Benfica draw, they go through. They don't have to win. They don't have to win. So I'm not gonna lose my bet. They could lose and still go through. But I don't think they're going through. Benfica will go through if they win and Barcelona do not. Even if Barcelona draw the game, the fact that Benfica has a better head-to-head over Barcelona, they will go through on a head-to-head record. Dynamo Kiev are confirmed 4th place. Group F. Man United, 10 points versus Young Boys. Atalanta, 6 points versus Villarreal. Those teams are going to scrap it out for that second spot in the round of 16. United are through to the round of 16 as group winners. Villarreal will go through if they avoid defeat. They will finish 3rd if they lose. Right? So Villarreal, if they lose... No, they will not finish 3rd actually. This might be a mistake. Villarreal will go through if they avoid defeat. They will finish 3rd if they lose. No, that is not true. Villarreal has 7 points right now. Yeah, that is true. Fuck. Yeah, they will finish 3rd if they lose. I don't know what I'm thinking. What am I thinking? They will finish 3rd if they lose, yeah. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking though. But Atalanta has it set up nicely for them where they're at home. They got 6 points. They need to win. That's all they need to do. If they draw or they lose, they could kiss the round of 16 goodbye. Look, Villarreal will go through if they avoid defeat. All they need to do is to draw the game, right? And we know they're capable of doing that. But if they lose, they finish 3rd. Atalanta will go through if they win. They will finish 3rd if they draw. Young Boys cannot finish in the top 2. They will finish 3rd if they win and Atalanta lose. Young Boys have already beaten Man United this season already, so it's a possibility. But I don't think it's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is United under Ralph Rangnick, you know the Rangnick era, they're going to win the game. They're going to win. Rangnick do not want to lose. He won't look good. So he's going to win the game or maybe get a draw, right? But most likely he'll win the game. They'll win the game. And Atalanta will beat Villarreal because from the get-go, I said that Villarreal, they only wants to play Europa League. Unai Emery only want to play Europa League. Remember, they are the reigning Europa League champions. That's how they got into the Champions League. And I'm going to tell you this. Do not let Unai Emery in the Europa League because he's going to win it again. Group G, the most boring group, the group of life. Nobody cares about this group. Wolfsburg versus Lille. Salzburg versus Sevilla. everyone's still pretty much alive. Every team's alive. Group of life. Said it at the beginning, and it's turning out to be just so. Right? These are the permutations. Lille will go through if they avoid defeat. They will finish first if they win, or if they draw and Salzburg do not win. Salzburg will go through if they avoid defeat. They will finish first if they win and Lille do not. Sevilla will go through if they win. They will finish first if they win and Lille lose. Wolfsburg will go through if they win. They will finish first if they win and the other game is drawn. I'm not confusing myself here, because I'm telling you, everybody could still finish first in this freaking group going into the 6th day. Okay, I got to make a prediction. Wolfsburg versus Lille. Wolfsburg at home. Jonathan David, Bamba, Ikone. Man. Listen. Wolfsburg are going to get Jonathan. Listen. Lille is going to win that game. Lille through to the round of 16 as group winners. Wolfsburg out of Europe. Salzburg, Sevilla. Sevilla's winning that game. Salzburg, Europa League, Sevilla, round of 16. That's my prediction. Let me know yours. So, last but not least, Group H. Group H. Zenit versus Chelsea. I don't even know what's going to happen in this game, you know, seriously. I don't. I don't. Don't know what Chelsea's going to do. They beat Juventus the last time badly, but still, I don't know, man. But doesn't really matter. Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. We'll see who's going to top the group. Look, Chelsea with a better head-to-head over Juventus will top the group if they do win, right? So Chelsea are through to the round of 16. They will finish first if they win. If they draw and Juventus do not win, or if Juventus lose, right? Juventus are through to the round of 16. They will finish first if they win and Chelsea do not, or if Juventus draw and Chelsea lose. Zenit will finish third and enter into the UEFA Europa League knockout playoffs. Malmo will finish fourth. What do I think is going to happen here? Chelsea is going to beat Zenit. Juventus is going to beat Malmo. Chelsea first, Juventus second, Zenit third, Malmo fourth. So that's what I think is going to happen in the Champions League in tomorrow's fixtures and Wednesday fixtures. So, yeah. Barcelona entertained us for years. Yeah, man. I love seeing fake fans upset. Most Barca fans are frauds. Steve, man, you come to mind, bro. You were a Barcelona fan last year. Now you're a Liverpool fan. You're a fan of everything, bro. Johnny Long's in the house. Dan, Barca finished. They'll come back. They need time. They really need time. But thanks, man, everybody. I promised the Champions League. I give you the Champions League. We need 18 more likes to get to 100. Could we hit 100 likes? 2.5 hours we've been streaming for. If you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. We'll definitely appreciate that. Guys, we'll take a look at the Europa League maybe tomorrow. But I won't be talking Europa League right now. Seriously, you know what I mean? But those are my Champions League predictions. It's a little something. Nothing too crazy. But look, man, I'm going to call it a day. I've been working very hard. And by the time you blink, there's Premier League Match Week 16 preview to do. Roundup to do. The work never fucking ends. Pardon the language. But I hope you feel my pain. But guys, up, man. From boy Dom, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you 100%. Thanks for the continued support. We on the verge, on the road, not on the verge, on the road to 49K. We're far away from 49K. On the road to 50K. We'll hit it next year. A lot of big things will happen next year. The World Cup is coming up next year. African Cup of Nations, man. Woo! Yeah! Telling you. World Cup qualifiers, the remainder. CONCACAF, CONMEBOL, Europe, Asia, Oceania, Africa. Oh, my God. 2022 is going to be fire. So I want to put it out there. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to be strong, healthy, and lean. I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet for December, guys. So if you see any changes in the appearance, you see my face looking a little thinner. I'm looking a little bit more vibrant. I got more energy and things like that. It means because I'm eating healthier, drinking more water and things like that, eating more fruits and vegetables, cutting out all the ice cream and the sugary stuff and things like that, and the juice and the rice and a lot of bread. You know, looking to turn my life around, man. You know what I mean? I used to be so freaking hot, but no, I'm not. Ask my wife and my baby mothers if you don't believe me. But guys, my boy Dominic Rich, thanks for tuning in again. Make sure you like the video if you haven't yet done so. To all the people watching the replay right now, thanks again. Guys, we're going to be live again tomorrow, live again Wednesday, live again Thursday. Got a lot of work to do, man. So, friend boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.